Hello and welcome to New Fast Food. I've got some brand new information to share with you on two new burgers that are coming very soon to Burger King. One of them was just announced yesterday, and the second one has not been announced anywhere. I'm really excited to have the scoop for you on that one. So we're going to get into Burger King in just a second, but before we do that, I want to get you caught up on what's going on over at Arby's. So the big news over at Arby's is they're going to be offering duck sandwiches. So this is part of their annual hunting season series. Last year they were offering elk at I think just 3 locations out in the Montana area. This year it's duck, and they're going to be offering it at just 16 locations nationwide on October 20th, which is this coming Saturday. So, you know, this unfortunately is not going to be something that everybody's going to be able to get their hands on. I think even if you're in one of those areas that has a duck location, you know, these things sell out probably within the first couple of hours. So you're going to want to get down there quickly on this Saturday if you want to pick up one of those duck sandwiches. No word yet on whether the venison sandwich is going to be coming to all Arby's nationwide like it did last year. Although it seems unlikely. Last year they announced the venison sandwich before they announced the elk one. So I would have expected if they were going to bring back the venison sandwich this year that they would have announced it before announcing this duck version. But for the rest of the country, Arby's is welcoming back their deep fried turkey sandwiches. This is a returning item, so nothing new here. There's 3 different varieties. One thing that is of significance, I think, is that remember back about a month ago, we had seen some beer braised beef sandwiches at Arby's, and I wasn't quite sure if it was a test item or if it was sort of a slow rollout that was going to be coming nationwide. Looking now like that was just a test item because it's been almost a month now, and I think that if it were going to be coming nationwide, we would have heard some kind of announcement by now, and then also they wouldn't bring out these deep fried turkey sandwiches if these Meattober beer braised beef sandwiches were going to be coming nationwide. So hopefully these Meattober sandwiches will be coming nationwide next year. I think that I'm hoping that the tests for them went well. But for now, we've got the return of the deep fried turkey sandwiches. All right, so that's what's going on over at Arby's. Some really interesting stuff going on over there. Now, let's turn our attention over to Burger King, where one popular item is returning. A brand new burger has just been announced, and also I've got the inside scoop on a second brand new burger that hasn't been talked about anywhere yet. First of all, the Cheesy Tots have returned. So I think this is the second time this year that Burger King has offered their Cheesy Tots. So they're becoming a pretty consistent promotional item that we see not just once a year, but actually several times per year. So those are available now. Second, yesterday dropped this promotional video on YouTube that's promoting something that they're calling the Nightmare King. This is the promotional item that a lot of people have been waiting for. I hear a lot of people asking for the return of the Halloween Whopper, and then I also get a lot of people asking about, you know, these international burgers, and, you know, how come, you know, all these other countries get so many cooler burgers, it seems, than we do here in the US. So I think this new Nightmare King is going to satisfy both of those camps. The Nightmare King features a 1/4 pound King Burger patty, a crispy chicken patty, bacon, some sort of a green sauce you see there on top, onions, cheese, and green buns. Yes, green buns. That is really what makes this the Nightmare King. In addition to the different kinds of meats that they have on there, it's the green bun that makes this thing a must-try item. I think even more so than the Halloween Whopper was. I think this is more of a must-try item because of the not only the green buns, but it's also got a burger, a chicken patty, and bacon. I think this is a really cool item that you're going to want to get your hands on. I think the mixture, like I said, the mixture of the burger, the chicken, the bacon, that's pretty interesting. In fact, that's the part that Burger King says will give you nightmares. So as part of this video that they released, they did a clinical study where they found that eating the Nightmare King right before you go to bed increases your chances of having a nightmare by 350%. So 3.5 times more likely to have a nightmare after eating the Nightmare King than you would be on just any given night. I think what's interesting here is that the success of the Halloween Whopper, despite its side effects, right? The side effects, of course, were turning your droppings green. I think that whole thing is influencing how they're marketing this Nightmare King, right? So it's a green burger. They could have called it the Zombie Burger, you know, the Goblin King. You know, it's got all those different kinds of meats on it. They could have called it like the Frankenstein King, but they went with Nightmare King, and I think it's because of the Halloween Whopper and how that whole thing played out. You know, for the Halloween Whopper, people wanted to eat that to see if it would turn their droppings green. And now, the way they're marketing this Nightmare King, people are going to want to try it to see if it gives them nightmares. So as far as that goes, I think that part of it is brilliant. As far as marketing your burger as being so ugly that it gives you nightmares, I'm not really sure if that's the right message you want to send, but whatever. I think they're not counting on people thinking about it that hard. So will it actually give you nightmares? I think the obvious answer is no, right? They haven't claimed that there's any kind of secret ingredient in it that's supposed to have that effect on you. They say it's just a combination of beef, chicken, and pork, but you know, people eat, you know, beef, chicken, and pork separately at the same meal all the time. So I don't think that there's any chance that the combination of those meats is going to give you nightmares. So the question is, what about this clinical study? You know, it looks like a real study. It's got all the disclaimers in the video that says that would indicate that it's a real study, and I think that it is a real study that was commissioned by Burger King. The doctor, you can see his name in the video. He's an actual doctor. He's got some great ratings on some of these doctor review websites. So I think it's a real study. I think there was a lot of bias, though, intentionally introduced into the way that they perform the study. And even without bias, I think that just the power of suggestion, right, the placebo effect, I think that could have induced some nightmares on its own. You know, if you give someone anything, a marshmallow, and tell them that it's going to give them nightmares, the placebo effect is potentially going to give them nightmares anyways, no matter what it is that you give them. You know, on top of that, this neurocenter that they have done this study at, you know, it looks sort of creepy. You have this one guy, I'm not sure if he's an actor or if he's an actual doctor there at the clinic as well, but he's sort of intimidating them as they're eating the burger. He's saying things like, "Eat up, little man," and "Sweet dreams." So yeah, I think nightmares aren't particularly common anyways amongst adults. And you know, if the average is one nightmare for every 100 nights of sleep, then you know, it's not unusual. It wouldn't be out of the ordinary for a study like this to come up with something like 3 out of 100 nights sleep, you would get a nightmare. So that's the Nightmare King. I hear it's only going to be available for 1 week, and that's the week of Halloween. They're going to make this Nightmare King available. In addition to that, Burger King has another new burger coming out. This one has not been announced anywhere, but it's coming from a very reliable source of mine, and it's the Philly Cheese King. So this one is probably similar to the extra long Philly cheeseburger that Burger King released just 2 years ago. Probably won't come on the long, you know, Philly cheesesteak like bun. It'll probably come on, you know, the normal King Burger bun. It'll probably have double the meat because that's how all the King Burgers have come out so far. The date that I'm hearing on this one is October 22nd. So that's, you know, just about a week away. Not long before we'll be able to get our hands on this Philly Cheese King. This here is not an official picture. This here is just something that I just mocked up. But it'll probably look something like this. It's not going to be something, you know, too far out of left field. It's going to have the cheese sauce on it. It's going to have these fried onions. Basically, they take raw onions and throw them in the deep fryer, and then you have these fried onions that you see here. And so what I think was interesting is that this extra long Philly cheeseburger was offered by Burger King just 2 years ago. So with these King Burgers, we've talked a lot in the past, right, about Burger King is copying their competitors, ripping off their competitors with a lot of these burgers, like the quarter pounder with cheese version. They had the Frisco burger version. They had the Baconator version. And so I guess what's happened is Burger King's just run out of competitors to copy, and now they're just copying themselves. They're copying the old Philly cheese burger that they had on their own menu 2 years ago. So I don't know, what's next? The Whopper King? I wouldn't put it past them. Another interesting thing of note here is that for a while, after they first started introducing these King burgers, for a while they were all staying on the menu, right? You can still get the Bacon King, double quarter pounder with cheese King, the sourdough King. All these have stayed on the menu basically as, I guess, permanent items. So I was kind of wondering, how long would that last? How many of these King burgers can they introduce before, you know, they just can't keep them on the menu any longer? So I think we've now gotten that answer. The last two have not stayed on the menu. The Brewhouse King and the Jalapeno King no longer on the menu over at Burger King. And I think that's going to be the fate of this Philly Cheese King as well. I don't think this is going to be a permanent item like some of the other King burgers. I think this one will you know, run its course as a promotional King burger and then give way to whatever the next one's going to be. Again, the date I'm hearing on this one is October 22nd. Should be pretty close to around the time that Nightmare King comes out as well. All right, so that's today's fast food news. Thank you so much for going over it with me. Leave your comments down below on anything that we talked about today. I also want to acknowledge that over the weekend I did reach 1,000 subscribers, so I want to give a big thank you out to everybody out there. I want to, of course, thank everyone who subscribed to my channel, and also just anybody who watches my videos, because really, even if you're not a subscriber, just by watching my videos on a regular basis, that really helps out the channel as well. All the thumbs up, all the comments, everything, any kind of interaction you do with the new fast food channel really helps out a lot. So I do want to say thank you for your part in helping me reach this milestone. On top of that, throughout the month of October, New Fast Food is raising awareness for breast cancer through the Pink in the Middle campaign. I'm leaving links down below in the description to where you can go to the Pink in the Middle donation page and donate money to the Susan G. Komen Foundation. There's also a link down there to my t-shirt shop where you can buy a Pink in the Middle t-shirt. All the profits from the Pink in the Middle t-shirts will go directly to the Susan G. Komen Foundation. Again, thank you very much for tuning in today, and as always, you can watch more videos right now.